Our bags are about to go through the stratosphere. I got the morning coffee, and we're starting off strong with some news. First, Hedera is apparently, H-bar if you want to be specific, is getting its ETF launch today along with Solana and Litecoin. Like a Litecoin before, more XRP ones. Are you out of your mind? But that just tells us it's all part of the plan, most likely. Up 13%, more or less. So, hey, congrats to everyone who, you know, had the vision they saw. Breaking. President Trump and Japanese PM Sanae Takaichi, sorry if I butchered it, have just signed an official agreement securing rare earths and critical minerals, reducing reliance on China. Those camera noises. What is that audio? What is that audio? Oh my god, it sounds like a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Yo, Donnie doesn't want to be there, dude. Yet again, there's a lot of stuff he does that pisses me off and shit, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. This is a good thing, because all we can really do, me and you, the ordinary folk, all we can do is kind of just watch and try to come along for the ride. Like, if we're being completely honest, not bullshitting, that's the one thing I like about the delusion of the Bitcoin maxis. Some of them truly think, well, like, we're going to be free with the financial revolution. Like, no, I'm sorry. Not to be pessimistic, because our bags are blowing up, dude. Yo, there was XRP. Oh, we are at 268. Oh, you like to see it. This morning I woke up early. I saw it. We had dipped down back to about 264, and I was like, why the hell are we even dumping this little bit? Like, this seems like go time, man. The Japan dominoes are falling. This is what I'm saying. It's not like I'm the first person to say this. When the dominoes start falling, when the businesses, when they start implementing it for the customers, when you see that first big guy do that, the rest of them got to follow along, because at that point, you really can't be left in the dust, because they're actually going for the customers. Now that we're seeing all the stable coin players move, Western Union, Zelle, all these guys, Citi, Schwab's coming in, Fidelity's been in, BlackRock's been in, Bank of America's been in, SBI Holdings from Japan, we're going to get into it, just in 2 trillion Japanese payment processor, TIS, to launch blockchain-based platform for stablecoins and tokens. And apparently, they're utilizing Chainlink to some capacity, is what I quickly saw. Chainlink is another one. All right, so if you guys ever want me to make a video on like my holdings and my logic and how I kind of view this market and like my kind of thesis, not hashtag financial advice, but Chainlink and H-bar and some of the other ones, but we all kind of know the ones that are going to win, most likely. Nothing's guaranteed. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether's going to be a winner, not like us holding it, but them as a company, they already are massive winners. XRP, BNB, Sol, Dogecoin, Cardano, basically all the ones more or less in the top 20. There's some ones that I don't really know anything about. I don't know how the hell Bitcoin Cash is still up here. I don't even know what Hyperliquid really is. Stellar, that's one of my picks. We knew H-bar, we knew Avalanche, we knew-ish Litecoin for whatever reason, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is big. So they're utilizing Chainlink to some capacity, but we know, the XRP army knows, who's been putting in work for a long time in Japan, making some pretty good partnerships with SBI. But Ripple's been partnered with them since 2012, and we had the head of SBI Holdings like a year ago. He's just spouting off at like a conference. He's like, yeah, most if not all the banks are going to be using like Ripple, XRP, like that whole ecosystem. Yeah, around like 2025. He's just spouting off, telling you. Yet again, that doesn't take away anything from Chainlink. It's going to be multiple of these that are doing it. But just in my eyes, I think XRP is like, I think it's the chosen one, bro. There's a reason it's the X, and I'm on X right now, and we're going to be using X money, and we're going to be using SpaceX to send that X. The mark of the beast, is that what it is? Yeah, the timeline of them working with Ripple's crazy, because it really shows how far back this goes. 2012 initial collaboration begins between SBI and Ripple. They start working with Ripple on blockchain for payments, and jump to 2016. SBI invests in Ripple Labs at a 9% stake, and the launch of SBI Ripple Asia. So the joint venture, SBI owns 60%, Ripple 40%, to roll out Ripple's tech across Asia, Japan, China, Korea. 2017, SBI integrates RippleNet for remittances. SBI Remit SBI's money transfer arm uses Ripple's network for cross-border transactions, cutting costs and speed from days to seconds. Goes on and on. RLUSD distribution in Japan as like they use an XRP and fucking all this credit card rewards. It's up the wazoo. Japan loves them. At least these SBI people, and SBI people got some pull, because apparently I don't research the Japan financial system too much, because it's too much to keep of here, of all the shit going on here. There's too much information, bro. But seems like all the banking cartel are like tightly knit. But people are like, oh yeah, the Japan ones are kind of like one. They're on the same page over there with a lot of things. But this will be good. This is good. Oh, $2 trillion annually. $2 trillion annually. We just need that liquidity flying. We need those stable coins flying. XRP flipped BNB. We all knew that was coming again. Get that shit out of here. That pisses me off, dude. Because it seems so. It's like so in your face during the flash crash. If they did orchestrate it, it seems like they did. And then Binance, BNB was the only one untouched. And the guy who runs the exchange pulling the strings has fucking like 70% of the supply of that token. So he wants that token. Bang. Justin Donnie Wahlberg says Japan is investing $550 billion into the United States.
And private sector agreements that were signed moments ago will be increasing our commerce very, very much further. Japan's going to be investing $550 billion into the United States, and
big money.
It's an amazing thing, and they're happy, and they're going to
big money.
It's going to be really good. It's going to be great for everybody. But building up an ally,
some more than others.
Base. And one
be
of the
honest
things
about
that
it.
Makes me so happy is they'll be taking some of our product. Japan is I don't think I'm saying anything that's very
buy my
secret.
bags,
They've
bro.
been typically slightly closed as a country. It was not easy to come in, but they're taking some of our cars and a lot of our different thing, rice, which is actually a big deal because,
whoa,
as they wouldn't do that, and they're taking
pork fried?
Corn. And they're taking the Ford 150 right here.
Whoa! Yo, oh my god, dude. So they're going to love that in Japan. Oh my god, I didn't even realize they didn't have the Ford F-150. Yo, they are missing out on a core part of America. They're so overpriced, though. Almost like any new car is, but there's this guy on YouTube, he goes around to the dealerships, and there's just, they can't sell the inventory, and he'll look at the price tag, and a fucking car is like 75 grand for like a fucking base bullshit. Who's buying that? Dude, people can't even rub 2 pennies together right now. Buying a fucking $80,000 truck. Some people can. Some people got it together. Some people are up more than others. Justin, 13 trillion BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink says you own crypto if you believe countries are going to continue to debase their currency. Okay, almost like it's part of the play. Wait.
That countries are going to continue to debase their currency.
Debase.
If you believe that there's going to be global rise of insecurity, owning crypto assets or gold.
Gold.
Are assets of fear. You own these assets because you're frightened of the debasement of your assets. You're worried about your financial security. You're worried about your physical security, and between crypto assets and gold, they believe there's a strong belief that is a good hedge against optimism.
Okay. Jamie, you were a little or
if you
oh man, he's saying it, dude. Okay. Lawrence Fink, ladies and gentlemen. The dominoes just keep going, bro. Breaking. PayPal and OpenAI have signed a deal to make PayPal the first payments wallet inside ChatGPT. That's why PayPal needed a stablecoin. You think they're just doing it just to do it? Some of these guys? Like JP Morgan, when they did JP Morgan coin, everyone was like, oh, they tried, it's such a failure and this and that. It's like, was it a test? Or were they really... That's always the question. Were they actually anti-crypto and just because they were in bed with Ethereum? Like, their whole what was their actual motive? People always we all allude that they colluded because they got in early with Ethereum and they got that fucking Ethereum money. So then they're like, yo, any competitor, they go after Ripple. all this shit. Update. Ripple-backed Evernorth scoops up $1 billion in XRP ahead of its NASDAQ debut. It's just, it's literally constant. That's what, yet again, triggers me about the space, because I've been in it for so many years. But like as of this last year, we have been reading bullish news every single day. Literally almost every single day for the past 6 months. My feed of just all this news. How could you not be bullish about what the fuck is coming? It's not even that hard for like the average person to get on board, because as long as you stick to the top 10, you know, 1 or 2, maybe more specific, depends on what you've learned in the space and how you think and how open you are to actually making money, instead of just like treating it like a fucking religion. From Bitcoin Magazine, journalist with millions of followers Ian Carroll says we are already seeing Bitcoin starting to separate money from state. Bitcoin is freedom money. Okay. Is this what he's talking about?
Bitcoin creates sovereignty and freedom in a way that no other technology does. Unfortunately, it is going to be a long fight to get the government to give themselves an audit trail like that, because we're up against all the trillions of dollars of dark money in this world. Tether's where this whole operation has been going down. That will literally kill to keep the system in place. But even if you just get regular citizens the ability to hold Bitcoin, the ability to understand Bitcoin, and the popularity for Bitcoin to spread to businesses, that gives us all the option, the choice, right? I think it's yet again. Wow, that's crazy, because I've seen, you know, handful. I think I saw him on Joe Rogan. I've seen a couple of him talking about the Big E and stuff like that. So I know he's well in, because I've also seen him talking about the dark network of New York. I don't even know if I could say it. Like people doing actual satanic type rituals for children and that whole network and shit. So he's deep. So I haven't heard his full stance, so I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now a little bit. But if I'm taking Bitcoin Magazine, I'm taking their word for it. Okay, we'll just assume he's not that delusional, because I am not watching the 23-minute clip right now. Okay, Ian Carroll, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. President Trump and Japanese Prime Minister sign an agreement toward a new golden age for the Japan and U.S. alliance.
First document is implementation of the agreement toward a new golden age for the Japan-U.S. alliance.
Shout out Japan. We love you guys. Hope you love us. Sorry what happened that many years ago, though. Because we would have never done that. You watch Oppenheimer 2, not the sequel, the first one. You watch the first Oppenheimer, and when they discuss where to drop those bombs, is so sickening to see, because that shit goes on, obviously, to this day, of just how careless they were. Like, yeah, which city do we want to bomb? And that one guy was like, nah, me and my wife like to go on vacation, spare that one. That's fucking... If that doesn't piss you off, because they're still doing it. But this is good, though. This is what we want to see. Bro, they got a woman prime minister now. Yo, shout out Japan. I got no clue what she stands for, but I hope she stands for truth and justice. Bro, he really could be writing, like, Pickle Defender as the name, and no one would even know. Japan and the United States of America. I got some guys singing in the back. Get out of the shot! Get out of the shot, you idiot! They will fucking shoot you! Idiot, dude, he's gonna get shot because he's gonna ruin the picture. Oh, man. Yo, shout out Japan. Okay. This. First thing in the morning. We gotta look into this. Ripple is awaiting a decision on its U.S. national banking license any day now, because, I guess, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to look a little bit into what the deadline was and why. So I asked it, when did the OCC start its review of Ripple Bank, and when is the decision due for approval? Ripple Labs submitted its application for a national trust bank charter named Ripple National Trust Bank. It's got such a beautiful ring to it, to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, on July 2nd, 2025. This marked the official start of the OCC's review process. The application focuses on establishing a de novo national trust bank to provide fiduciary custody and infrastructure services for its RLUSD stablecoin without traditional deposit taking or lending activities. Do you understand how massive that is? Does it hit anyone? Does it hit anyone's brain and just say, nah, it's a scam? The review started July 2nd, 2025, and certifications were signed on June 30th. Okay, as a preparatory step. The public comment period, a 30-day window following the filing, ending around August 1st to 2nd, 2025, during which stakeholders could provide feedback. The OCC's standard review for such charters is 120 days, placing the statutory deadline in late October 2025, approximately October 30th, 2025. This aligns with broader regulatory milestones like SEC decisions on XRP ETFs. Dude, all the dates line up. They are so... You really got to wonder if they do that shit. Like there's the guy, Zach Rector. He's another XRP guy, and he's always like, oh, the moon, blood moon. We're going to get a fucking 40% dump, and then we're going to shoot back and go backwards on the blood moon. That type of stuff. He's probably just having fun, whatever. But then you see stuff like this. Like, they all want this shit to go down on Halloween because they're making a deal with the devil. It's all too good to be true. We're going to make some money. I think we'll have a good little life. Maybe we could buy like an Optimus robot, you know, like my age demographic. I think we can get away with a good life, but I think the generation below us, I don't know. I think that's going to be Skynet activated, if I'm being honest, which is so sad to say. But who knows? It's insane. Fucking insane, bro. Even if it's pushed out a month, because they all are waiting for that time. They're all waiting for the timing. Even if push out a month. Okay, I can wait. Till November 30th if you want to give it an extra month because not everything's ready yet. I'll gladly wait. I've been waiting. How many years has it been now? 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been 8 years. 8 years in the making. I can wait. I'm going to go through some more stories in the Patreon. Guys, if you want to join the Minutemen and continue this party on, because we got some crazy stories I'm going to be going through over there. I'm going to go through Amazon laying off. Shit, there's a lot of layoffs going on, dude. I saw a chart of it, all announced within the last day or two. Scary times. Scary times. And shit like this. Research confirms that Bitcoin and crypto voters, swing voters, 13% more likely to be liberal and conservative. I thought that was interesting. We got a whole bunch of shit going on. So if you want to support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know that you want more videos like this. And support on Patreon, become part of the Minutemen, and I'll see you on over there.